o'clock, but I was telling these guys a story about my my business and how I ended up where we are today from where I was, I don't know, a couple of years ago. And why I kind of do what I'm doing as far as like pounding all these YouTube videos out, pounding the content, working relentlessly, which I will continue to do. And I enjoy it. I have to say that yesterday it probably bit me in the ass a little bit. I had a sheet written down with about 20 picks on it, and I think I gave out like all the ones that were wrong and the ones that I really the ones that won. Well, I mean the ones that won were all the ones that were sitting on the sheet. But it happens some days like that, and I was on a college football heater on these Saturdays, and it came to an abrupt halt yesterday. I know Brian picked up the slack. He's been killing it in college football. Missed his game of the year, but still a winning day with, super sharp picks. We got Ron Romanelli with us today, as well as Rod Zawacki. Chris is under the weather. Yes. If you could find the weather, just look under it. You'll find Ruffalo. But, of course, we got NFL football today. I'll be live at halftime of the early games and on Sunday Night Football. And, of course, we've got college basketball, real nice schedule. Tomorrow is a light college basketball schedule. It's the first light college basketball day since college basketball started. And then we get right back into it on Tuesday. I'm seeing ACC versus Big Ten games on the schedule. And I'm going to guess with any luck we're going to see a bunch of these. I still think these college basketball games, I mean, after yesterday, if you can cancel Baylor Gonzaga, nothing's off the table at this point. But Brian, what do you got today?
Yeah, I'd like to apologize for losing my big play of the year. That was really embarrassing. So it's hard for me to crow about a 4-2. But we're on a new day, and as far as today goes, I have my NFL Profit 3-pack. 6 out of the last 7 Sundays have been winning Sundays for me. And I'm on a 16-5 NFL run, so get all 3 picks for $50. Or if you want my 2 college basketball plays I have, get a 3-day pass or a 7-day pass, and you'll get all my picks today.
How about you, Ron?
Yeah, well, today I have my Super Sunday Trio. You got my top play in the NFL today and my top 2 plays in college basketball. College football wasn't the nicest to us yesterday, but we did sweep the board in college basketball 4-0 yesterday, and like to grab 2 more wins and add an NFL winner on top of that today. So you can pick up my Super Sunday Trio for $29.95 at the website.
Yeah, I actually like today's college basketball a lot better than I like the NFL card too. And I'll get to mine. Rod?
Yep. Another great day yesterday. Saturdays have been treating me good. Today I got 3 college basketball investments up there. My Sunday college basketball birdcage. Or you can get it on my Rod Sunday 7 Sunday Smashers. I've got 4 NFL investments in there and the 3 college investments all in one package. You can get all together, get all 7.
Investments.
Yep. Get all 7 investments. Today, 7 Sunday Smashers.
Check out the live show too.
I don't know. Sports is still betting to me. Investments is stuff that I long term, generally. But that's okay.
Well, that's why you pick up a 1-year pass. That's a long-term investment with a handicapper. There you go.
I guess it is. I'm an action guy, I like sports because the action, I've been fortunate enough to do it well enough to do it for a living, and but when it comes to investing, I'm in private equity and I got some mutual funds, stuff like that. It's like
I had my 3-game parlay yesterday for the guys here on the show, so hopefully nice. I can follow it up today.
I had hit a bunch of 2-teamers on the videos in a row.
It was just a $100 one, so it wasn't really a big one. But
yeah, I think the thing is, people are saying, "What happened to Marshall? What happened to this?" It's like that's sports, and that's college football, and that is pretty much what it is. And it's like you win some days, you lose some days, and you hope you win more days than you lose. And I think generally over time I've proved to do that, and so have these guys. And I think that's
I replied to that comment that it was early, because early in the day the sharps were hitting, but at the end of the day it came back around. And
yeah,
so,
it's a lot of games were like that. I mean, the Wisconsin Indiana game was the same. It went to 14, and then, it went from 10 to 14, and back to 13. So
when it dropped to 13, I started worrying.
No, I was the same way. I had that game. I had the same game. I was worried about it too. When I saw the drop from 14 to 13, I was like, I might be in trouble here, And I felt that way about some other games. And the game like that I would love to have back. The game I would love to have back was West Virginia.
Georgia Southern and Rice.
For me was the West Virginia game. I had North Carolina State written down in that spot, and I moved them out. So that makes a difference. And then in the night games, I had the games on my sheet that I didn't put in were Clemson, Nevada. It was like every single one that won. Colorado. It was like every single one. San Jose State that Brian talked me off of. I had all kinds.
Arizona almost backdoored, and Hawaii came back in that game, but then they just fell apart like a cheap suit. They were down 21-0.
San Jose State is a good team this year. But hey, you know what? We move on. It's like that's in the past. We move on to today. We've got NFL, and we got a really nice college basketball. So I have 5 NFL picks, but I only have a 3-game package for the early games. I haven't decided what I'm going to do with those late games, if I'm just going to leave it for the long-term package people or if I'm going to put them out for sale. I haven't decided. I did them after the fact, and I already had a 3-game package out there. Yep. But I have 3 college basketball picks as well, and I really like the college basketball slate today. To tell you the truth, to get it down to 3 games was difficult. And I was thinking about doing 5, and I was like, but I was like, you know what? It's too early in the season, and I like these 3 games so much. I don't want to, it's like, these are jump for joy games, It's like, thank you.
I like the 4 o'clock NFL games better today.
Do you? To me, I find those uncomfortable, so maybe that's why. I think Brian said on the show yesterday, and I think he was right. He's like, man, your picks sound a little square today. He said just a little off. And it was like he nailed it.
I said you're a filet of fish today.
Yeah, I was. I got filleted like fish, man.
I was trying to be nice about it.
No, I think the most disappointing loss was Boston College for me. They should have had that thing. They had it. Chances. They dropped. The receiver also dropped like a touchdown right in his hands. Wide open. And then the onside kick at the end of the game, even to get the garbage backdoor cover, they got it. And it was like, did the ball hit the kicker? Did it not hit the kicker? I don't think it hit him. I don't know. I didn't listen to it with the sound. I didn't hear what they said. It was weird. It's like I was shooting videos in the studio. I was watching. I still got the iPad here. It was on ESPN 3+ or something. I don't even know what the hell the game was on. But it was like I'm watching it on the iPad.
Jets are dropping to 7. It looks like across the board here. I don't know.
Yeah, we have some movers out there for sure. There's some movers out there. Chiefs lines dropping, the Dolphins lines dropping, the Bears lines going up.
Villanova, Texas is moving.
Actually, the Bears line has now moved again. Wow. That thing's all over the place.
Wow. Yeah.
All over the place. Late money coming in. Well, it's not even that late, is it? All right, well, let's get to some picks. Vikings against the Jaguars. I don't have a premium pick on this thing, that's for sure. I don't even want to watch this game. What'll happen is this is what's happened to me recently is that on the DirecTV where they have all the games on one thing, and that's the one that I put on my main TV, and then I put other games on the other TVs and on the iPad and everything like that. But I have the grid of all the games of DirecTV on my main TV, and you have to rotate this blue box over the top of the one that you want the sound for if you want to hear the sound. So if I'm just hanging out or whatever and I have the sound on, but lately what's happened to me is it gets stuck on one game, and it's always a game like this one, like the Jaguars Vikings, and it's like, who cares, Chargers against the Broncos. It's like, no. Ruffalo here to say Luton. But Brian, 5-6. The Vikings making a playoff push here. This one is really this is a bad game. I mean, this is probably going to be like, of the NFL TV ratings, the lowest rated game of the day.
There's some tough games to pick on the board today, and this is one of them. I've been back and forth. I started out liking the Jags, then I like the Vikings, and now I'm kind of back on the Jaguars. If you can get 10.5, if you can still get it, I would lean towards the Jaguars, or at 10. Anything below that, I just wouldn't touch it. I'd go Vikings then.
I always when I hit a rough spot, I always catch fire. Someone put that there. I always do. What I used to do, and you guys have seen me do this before, is I would get on a plane and go to Vegas. Because I always win in Vegas. So it was like, that's what I normally do when I get cold. And it's like, I'll be broadcasting tomorrow from Vegas. It's like if I had a day like yesterday. How about you, Ron? What do you think?
Well, I mean, as bad as the Jaguars have been this season, they still are 5-6 against the spread. We've seen the Vikings struggle as a home favorite. I mean, they all lost outright to the Cowboys a couple weeks ago. So, as a lean, I'll take the Jags and the points here on the road.
What do you think of Jefferson, this wide receiver that the Vikings picked up in the draft from LSU? Surprising that he's this good.
Yeah, I am surprised. He's really good. He could take over a game.
Yeah, he's a top 10 NFL wide receiver.
I think so. Yeah,
Maybe
even top 5 in a couple of years.
Yeah, he's dominant, right? I figured that he would be good because he was so fast. But he looks a lot bigger than he looked at LSU. Maybe it's because they were always in the white uniforms. I'm not really sure. I don't know. But this guy is good. This guy, he's not a pass dropper too much either.
Yeah.
Looks like, it's like Jerry Jeudy I thought was going to be the best of this class, but it just seems that he's in a bad spot.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He's been dinged up most of the season.
Yeah. We'll see. It all plays out. It all play itself out. Rod?
For me in this one, I like the over. Both these teams score enough to get us over this 51. I think that's a little light on the number there. Take the over 51, and I would lean Jacksonville getting the backdoor cover here. Vikings win this game, but is it by more than 10? Could be. I like the over as a better play than taking a side here, because I can see the blowout, but I can also see Jacksonville get the backdoor cover. I like the over.
I can see the blowout. I can't see the backdoor cover. I like the Vikings in this one. I just think that we're starting to see exactly the Vikings that we've seen the last few years, where they start the season extremely slow and they finish extremely fast and strong. And we saw it last year, and they carried it over into New Orleans and beat the Saints in the Dome, a team that a lot of people thought were going to go to the Super Bowl last year. So, I'm not saying they're going to the Super Bowl or anything, but Dalvin Cook keeps running the football like that. It's going to be very, very hard to beat. That Harrison Smith pick worked out for them pretty well, too, a few years back. Falcons against the Saints. These two teams hate each other's guts. We talked about this one a few weeks ago, and Ron Romanelli agreed with me. This is the closest to a college football rivalry that there is in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
So it's too bad there's no fans, but is there fans? Because Georgia's pretty lax with the masks, from what I saw on TV.
It may be limited, yeah.
Saw a press conference from there yesterday. I didn't see one person wearing a mask.
For me in this game, I think Atlanta would be the game I wish I would have had on my premium list if I would have a bigger card, but I needed to fit in college basketball. Love the Falcons today. I think they win it outright, but take the points for safety. I think we're going to see the Falcons close out strong.
Ron?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's so tough for any team to beat any team both times in a season series. It's tough to sweep the season series, especially on the road. You've seen Atlanta actually play decent in recent weeks. I mean, coming off a big win over the Raiders. I think getting points at home with a solid team in the Falcons, I'll take the points in the Falcons here. I do expect them to win this game outright.
Rod?
Yeah, I agree. Give me Atlanta here. Matt Ryan's been playing better. That team's been playing better. I think they've had this state circled since New Orleans kicked their butt the last game. I think they've had this circled and been waiting for it. Give me Atlanta to win this outright.
I think this one is going to be a lot of pain. I think, obviously looking at the line movement here, some big money here on the Falcons. Got the Lions and the Bears, black and blue division. This is the series that you see the craziest plays. The rivalry where you see the crazy plays. Rule changes come out of these games. That's how crazy the plays are. Remember the Calvin Johnson catch in the end zone, and he didn't have it, and he did have it. I mean, clearly had it, And then you think Megatron gets in this year, Brian, in the Hall of Fame, first ballot?
No, I think he deserves to be. Definitely one of the all-time best receivers I can remember. I mean, I just love his size. He's like a tight end playing wide receiver with speed.
Yeah. Also, I think the thing about a guy like Megatron is that you never really heard him complain too much, and even though he was on bad teams, and the other thing about him is he also usually came through. He wasn't the guy that oh man, he almost had that one. Right? It was always he had that one, but he had the one at Soldier against the Bears that they called no touchdown, and that changed the rules. It was that and the Des Bryant catch against the Packers. But anyways, Lions and the Bears, 44.5 on the total in this thing. I like the under.
Oh, we're starting to see it come down here from 3. I had a friend ask me who I liked in this game last night. I had said I was leaning the Bears, but I got to say I changed my mind. I think the Lions come in here. Bears their offense is lost. I think the Lions pull off the upset here.
Sounds like some guys in our picking contest with the edit, but changed my mind on the pick.
This has been a hard week for games. There's only been a couple that I've been really zeroed in on. So that's why I kept it to 3 this week.
We'll thank you later for that one. Anyways, Ron?
There's no way I can lay any points with the Bears right now. They're just terrible on offense. I mean, they looked decent offensively last game, but that's against the Packers who've struggled defensively. I know the Lions haven't been great at all, but I'll take the points with Detroit here on the road.
Rod?
I like the under. Both these teams are going to run the ball, and they're not a whole lot. We're definitely not going to see a shootout in this game. I love the under in this game. We'll see it like 17-14 or something. Give me the under. 44.5, I see it at now.
Nice. I'm with you. Got the Colts and the Texans. This one was a borderline premium pick for me, meaning that I was going to go premium and I didn't. I really liked the negative YouTube comments against my Texans pick. It was like, I liked it, and then I saw negative YouTube comments about my Texans pick, and then comments about the guys that were out in my YouTube comments about the Texans pick, and it was like, and believe me, until I just said it now, I was considering about having it back because it's like I think this one's almost too easy. Brian, I like the Texans here. Like I said, I think this one's too easy.
Best opportunity on the board today, in my opinion. As far as the total goes, I'm going to shoot for the over here. I think we see it go over 50.5. I know the Texans can be limited at times, but Deshaun Watson's just a superstar. So I'm going to take my chance with the over here.
I absolutely do not see how you get to the Colts handicapping this game. I just don't. I can't do it. I mean, I looked at the comments, right? I did it. And I looked at the comments. And I went back. I said, man, did I miss something here? Phillip Rivers. It's Phillip Rivers in December, right? Yes. It's Phillip Rivers in. Yes. Phillip Rivers in a meaningful game. Yes. Checks all the boxes.
On the road.
Yeah, against a guy that's a winner. I mean, it's not Deshaun Watson's fault the Texans are bad. Look at his numbers. And
Rivers beat the Packers. I mean, that was a big win.
On the road?
No, I was at home.
In December? Yeah. A divisional matchup?
I like the Colts, just,
Right, I like the Colts, too. I think I like them better with Jacob Eason. And I'm big anti-Eason in college. Rod? Did you give a pick, Ron?
No, but I like the
filibuster?
Texans too. I like you said, I don't see how you could take the Colts here. Texans, they've been in this spot before. I mean, look at the Patriots game a couple weeks ago, and the public's on the Colts, but I like the Texans plus the points.
Does Will Fuller being out make you like the Texans even more?
Yeah.
I mean, it does, right? It's like because
Fuller's
the
good,
line
but-
went the other way. It's
exactly.
like the line went. It's like star receivers out. The line went the other way. Man.
Watson can use all of his weapons, his tight ends, Fells, and such, and he's Fuller is obviously a great receiver, but that's not going to stop the Texans here, I don't think.
But he's John Jefferson was a great receiver for the Chargers. Jefferson, they had who was it? Charlie Joyner and John Jefferson was that combo. They were awesome with Fouts. And Kellen Winslow, of course.
For me in this game here, I'm gonna take the under. I'm gonna go opposite what Brian says. I like the under here. I think both teams are gonna run the ball. I don't see Indy scoring a whole lot of points either. That the Houston defense will get into his face and he'll make some bad passes. I like the under. I lean Houston here, but I like the under more. Give me the under 50.5. I see it 24-21.
Rod, we have a question from the audience. What happened to Ann?
She moved to the drive-through.
And
she moved over to the
you can get her
drive-thru.
premium picks
And,
at the
and you
website.
can get the premium picks over at the website.
People
They are
have
available.
a
I've seen some
life.
up today.
People have a life, man. It's like doesn't always fit. I mean, Ruffalo's not even here today. Kind of like
He
it.
must be really sick.
I kind of like it without him. It's like the guy. It's like we have this husband and wife that clean our house. I cannot lie. That's what they say to me. Like, hey, Frank, I got you some fruit at Whole Foods. I was over there. He's like, here, you want to try it? I cannot lie. I do not like that. I cannot lie. I always say that to him now. I cannot lie. Anyways, Ron gives out a lot of totals. They kicked her off. No, they didn't do anything. Mitch kicked her off. Man, that was cold. Where are we? I still like the Texans. I still like them. I'm going to say it again. Should have put him in as a premium. Dolphins, Bengals. This line is bouncing. It went 10, 10.5, 10, 10.5. It's kind of like, it's where it is, 10, 10.5. Brian?
No, I've been bouncing around on this one too, but I think the Bengals are the way to go if you can get the 10.5, even the 10. So for me, it's a $55 bet on the Bengals. I just don't see the Dolphins just wiping the floor with them today. So we'll see.
And for me, I'm going to take the under here. I think that the Bengals are just going to have to rely on their ground game. It hasn't been strong all season, but obviously the passing game is not an option. Looked terrible against the Giants last week. And for Miami, I do agree with Brian. I don't think this is going to be a total demolition. I do see the Dolphins winning pretty comfortably, but overall, I think the under is the better play because I don't see Cincinnati doing much on offense here.
Rod?
I agree with Ron. Give me the under. That's the play to go. Cincinnati's definitely not going to score a whole lot of points here. And Dolphins, I got getting at least 28. So I got 28-10. Take the under.
Okay. I like the Dolphins in this one. I gave out my Canes as a homer pick yesterday, and that worked out well for me. This guy has picks. You should put these Raiders, Jets, Broncos, Saints, Texans. You should put your picks in the Facebook group because personally, I'll be honest with you. I don't care. I don't care. I don't. And so, and I don't think anybody else does. So if you put it in the Facebook group, though, that's where people are discussing picks and stuff like that. I think most people here are here to watch the show. I don't know. Just guessing. It's not an ego thing. It's all about me. It's a joke. Texans take on the Browns. This is an interesting one because you got two bad quarterbacks in rarefied air here. But Ryan Tannehill does have playoff experience last year against the, he made it to the championship game. That's what he did. And he figured something out. We saw it last week as well when they made it to overtime in that game. Figured something out that don't do anything. Just don't even don't try and do too much. Don't do anything. Don't do anything. You take the ball and you hand it to the guy who can do something. Okay, this is not a tough thing here. Okay, it's not. Well, he's forced to make a decision. There's no decision. You take the ball, you hand it to your best player. Pretty simple. Brian, Baker Mayfield.
For me in this one, I like the Cleveland Browns. Anything over a field goal, I think it's a field goal game. You're going to see a lot of running from Chubb, and I think the Browns are going to do what they do best, and that's run the football. So
I'm not worried about that Titans secondary where they start. They're big tip drill guys, and they got the tipping thing. Clowney healthy for this one?
No, I think he's out, isn't he?
I think he's
out
on
for a year.
Is he?
I think he's on injured reserve.
Wow.
If I'm not mistaken.
This guy's always hurt.
Well, he's not always hurt.
Weeks.
Just this year he's been hurt.
This year he's injury. I think he's on injured reserve if I'm not.
Don't see it.
Clowney out indefinitely, knee.
Definitely.
Out indefinitely.
Indefinitely. It's a long time. Ruffalo is out indefinitely.
He's on injured reserve.
And I should say that about Ann. She's out indefinitely. Where's Ann? She's out indefinitely. I like Dan. She's actually, since she stopped doing the show, her picks have gotten a lot better. I don't know if you guys have noticed. She's like on a 4 or 5 day winning streak. She's been on a heater. I brought Ann onto the site because she is good at it. No doubt about it. All right, where are we? Ron?
Right here. Yep. It might be a little square, but I'm going to take the over here. Tannehill's 17-3-1 to the over in his career as a starter for the Titans. A little stat I saw earlier today. I watched the game with the Browns and Jags last week, and Mike Glennon was able to throw all over Cleveland, and we know the Titans secondary is weak as well. So I think that this could be a shootout. Both ground games, obviously, both teams have star running backs, but both rushing defenses have actually done well this season. So they're going to rely to the aerial attack, and I'm going to take the over here.
Isn't Texans receiver hurt? He's not hurt. I thought he was dead. I thought it was performance enhancing drugs. No? Hey, how about the NBA decriminalizing marijuana? I know it's state by state nationally, but not in the NBA.
Not in the NBA, no.
Light it up,
no,
bitches. God.
No marijuana testing this year.
Nope. There you have it. I like the NBA. I do. They were the ones that pushed for sports betting. They were the ones. I love them. Love the NBA. I know they didn't have their best year this past year as far as spectators and stuff after COVID, but they'll bounce back. It's too good. Too good athletes. Too good a sport.
The ticket prices are too high.
Ticket prices are too high. It's kind of like what's happened to. It's sort of like what's happened to boxing a little bit too.
I mean, I'll pay the price to go see a baseball game first or second row, but I won't do it in basketball. That's me.
I'm generally not a first or second row guy except for boxing. Love boxing. Love it. But
that sounds like something you want to see up close. I don't want to.
Another sport, though, where the ticket prices got too high, and also all the big fights are on pay-per-view. So it's like no one ever gets to see the superstars. And that's a problem, you know? It's like it's okay to have the big fights on. Like Muhammad Ali used to fight on free TV all the time. Friday Night Fights on ABC with Howard Cosell. Ken Norton, Joe Frazier. That's why they were like big stars. You know, even Mike Tyson fought on HBO.
Yeah.
Forever. His big fights on pay-per-view.
His fight against Buster Douglas, that was on free ESPN, wasn't it?
HBO.
How was it HBO?
Yep.
In this game here, I'm going to agree with Brian. I like this. It's going to be a field goal game. Take the Browns. Lost the points. I think Tennessee wins this game, but it's a field goal game at best.
Kellen Winslow's son was good. Kellen Winslow Jr. was good at Miami. He was good. He wasn't bad in the NFL. He wasn't Kellen Winslow. But who is? Talking, probably the greatest tight end of all time. Got to change the position.
The greatest? I don't know about that. Tony Gonzalez.
I like the 4-man booth. Plus 4. I think it's good with 4. We do the weekday show with 4 as well. Yeah, Chris is missing. He's sick. Sniffles. He's got the sniffles.
He's resting up for the drive-thru tomorrow.
Where are we? Anyways, what game is this? It's the Browns and the Titans.
Browns. Give me the Browns plus the points. Field goal game.
I'd say it's a fake 23 blast for the backside Georgia reverse, like your life depended on it.
And do it 40 times.
The backside Georgia reverse. Fake 23 blast for the backside Georgia reverse, like your life depended on it. We're going to blitz on every play. Anyone crosses the line, I'm going to bench every single one of you. They're going to remember the day they played the Titans. Jets against the Raiders. This line has moved down from 8 to, I saw some 7s, but now back to 8.
Back up to 7.
Back to 8. A lot of places, too. Yeah, I like the Raiders here. I'm not even going to go through Bitler's whole thing. I took the Jets the last 2 weeks. They covered both. But they didn't
cover last week.
Well, I took them the 2 weeks that they covered. I didn't take them last week. I took the Dolphins last week.
Yep, I had the Jets last week.
But I had the Jets the other 2 weeks that they covered. I got back off the Jets, and I'm comfortable off the Jets. They're a bad football team.
For me, the Raiders are going to struggle today without Jacobs at running back. I think that's really going to hurt them.
That's where Ruffalo is. He's playing running back in the Meadowlands.
No, he's kicking for Kentucky. He's kicking for Kentucky Wildcats. But I'm going to take the Jets here at 7.5. I think this is the second best free pick I'm going to give out today. I like them and the Falcons big. But anyway, taking the Jets, I think it's a touchdown game. They're going to struggle without Jacobs. I wouldn't be shocked if the Jets got a win. You never know.
Ron Romanelli has a stuffy nose. I don't think so, do you? You okay?
No. Yeah, I'm okay.
I think that was a joke about cocaine, probably.
You got to send down a fruit basket or something. Sometimes the cards that don't feel good are the best ones, you know?
Yeah.
I think there's some real gems on this card, but there's some real stinkers, too.
There's some real stinkers. Speaking of stinkers, Jets, Raiders.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Jets here. Just think that it's over the key number, so that's the key for me. And I think the Jets can move the ball enough. I mean, last week they didn't look good, but against the Chargers and Patriots, didn't look too shabby. Raiders coming off back-to-back losses and a blowout to Atlanta. I think they struggle a bit. I think the Raiders win, but I'll take the Jets in the points.
What I'll do is, what I want to do is I want to come up with a show and have my marketing scheme to come on this show and spam you guys. That's what I'm going to do. I'll come up with a show, and it's going to be so good that
West Coast playing at 1 o'clock also here.
we got college football today. I totally forgot about it.
Yep, 2 games.
2 games.
The one you couldn't add on the website because it wasn't listed on there. You have to manually add it.
There it is. There's this jackass. I think people are asking if Ann will ever be back on the morning show. No, I don't know. I have no idea. I don't even know. Well, I know what I'm having for breakfast because I have oatmeal every single day. But outside of that, also
Yeah, I never got into oatmeal.
I have burritos every Sunday night for dinner too. Like clockwork. Unless it happens to be a major holiday like Thanksgiving or Christmas or something. Then
Oatmeal's so good for breakfast. It's warm. It's cozy. It's.
To me, it looks like barf, but it's just me. I like Egg McMuffins or bagels.
I like Egg McMuffins. I like Egg McMuffins because they're round. Don't give
bagels.
me that fake square patty. And this one here called me crazy, but I'm going to put $60 on the Jets to win this outright. The Raiders, just like Brian said, Raiders without Jacobs, the Jets are going to turn the Raiders offense into this one-dimensional, ugly-looking mess. And they'll be able to slow them down, and Jets get a win. And they beat them outright.
Ann's not gone. She's still at the website. She's still in the drive-thru. Wow. She's in Florida.
She's surfing, having fun.
She's having fun. She didn't want to hang out with you guys. It's creeped her out, man. I like the Raiders. I don't even care what you guys think about it. They're gonna stop them. Yeah. All of a sudden, the Jets are gonna stop somebody, and all of a sudden, the Jets are gonna execute. I will say this about the Jets. If I have one positive thing to say about the Jets, Denzel Mims was a guy that we kicked around his name for the first round of the NFL draft. They got him in the second round. Probably one of the best draft picks they ever made. Normally, the Jets blow the draft like no one's business. They've had 4 first-round picks in the same draft and were able to and managed to blow the draft. I mean, but this Denzel Mims, this guy is. I mean, he's a go-to target. I mean, they just lean on him, and he makes the catches. He's good. And he's gonna make everybody else better. He makes Crowder better too. I like what's going on there with Mims. And I like that they get tunnel vision throwing him the ball and it doesn't matter.
First touchdown score maybe today, Mims plus 1,300.
Denzel Mims?
Yep, plus 1,300 today.
One in the
first touchdown.
One in the same. All right. Denzel Mims. I'm all over the Raiders. Like, stink on shit. I'll take, we got Seattle against the Giants. This is one of those ones where it's like, I go back and forth. I know the Seahawks are going to win the game, right? I know they're going to win the game, but 10.5 points against a potential playoff team. It's like, it's funny. I looked at the cards. Like I every week I look at the cards. Like who Rod, Chris, and I picked the over/under win totals for football for NFL this season. We did it. We went through all the things. The preseason, like there was no games, right? There was nothing going on. So we're like, yeah, let's go through the win totals. It was like in the middle of the summer. There was like mid-COVID, we had like 14 people watching us. Like, we'd go through it. I still have the cards. We took under on every team in the NFC East unanimously with an asterisk. Like it's like we asterisk the ones that we all like the best. We put the unders on all 4 NFC East teams were asterisked, and then our other one that we asterisked was the Bills over to 9. Those were our like consensus asterisk picks. Anyways, Brian, Seattle and the Giants. I know Seattle's not one of your teams generally.
Generally not, but I know a lot of my fellow Capper guys like the Giants today, and I just can't figure it out. I think the Seahawks are going to rip them a new. I think the Seahawks are going to crush them today. I'm on them.
Ron?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, if Daniel Jones is in this game, I like the Giants, but obviously Colt McCoy is going to be, and he looked terrible and when he came in. Obviously, he has now a week to prepare, but Seattle needs a win. They need a comfortable win, and at home, I'll lay the 10.5 with Seattle.
Rod?
The game, I'm definitely not rushing the bet, but you got to lean Seattle here with no whatever, but the numbers don't look like it. Forget it. I'm going $60 on the Giants plus the points. I think Seattle wins this game by 7.
So what Ann
even
did,
10.
What Ann did wrong. So Ann didn't do anything wrong, or else she wouldn't be on the site anymore. It just that the chemistry of the show became muddled. We had 5 people on the weekday show. It was taking hours. We've had other people come and go on these live shows. It's not like, Ann's the first one to come and go. And she could be back. I don't know. We play it day to day. I mean, look at today. Ruffalo's gone.
It's still taking a while.
I kind of like it. It's like, especially if he's watching. It's like almost as much fun. I think it is as much fun, more fun even, to make fun of him behind his back when he's not here to defend himself as it is when he's sitting right there. I mean, it doesn't stop me either way, except I don't get to throw it to him. My segues are limited. Speaking of limited, where are we? Rod? Seattle Giants?
Seattle Giants? I'm call me crazy. I'm going to take the Giants. Put $60 on the Giants plus the points. Seattle wins by 10.
Yeah, I think it's like an 8-9 point Seattle win too, but I'm not
rushing to the window to bet it.
I just think the Giants are sad. I just think they're a sad team.
And this guy,
their defense isn't that bad. Their defense is pretty good. It's like they can slow them down.
So this guy is advertising his Twitch channel. He said Twitch, and then he says the channel. Let's talk picks. It's like, what are we doing here? What do we do in the Facebook group? It's like,
nobody goes on Twitch about picks anyway.
I had this guy. I don't know. There's one guy on Twitch that has like tons of people watching, and he does a pick show on Sundays, but it's on Saturdays and Sundays with like 60,000 people watching.
Wow.
I know, but like all his other shows are like about gaming and stuff. It's weird. It's like he's not a pick channel per se. I like you guys better. I like our regular people better. 926 people watching on across all of our channels right now. If you guys can hit the like button, that would be appreciated. And the thumbs up. I'll show you right here on my little board right there. You can see it. 926 eyeballs. Awesome.
Well, I like mom likes the best. So if you're a mom, make sure you hit the like button.
Or dog likes. There's dog likes. You can set up an account for your dog. I just lost my screams when I moved the box. Uh-oh. All right. Whoa. I won't be moving my switcher anytime soon. Okay. Cardinals against the Rams. Something looks fishy to me in this one. The Rams are hit and miss, man. They are hit and they are miss. The Cardinals are hit and miss. 7-4 and 6-5. We could have a real mess in the NFC West. Is it possible that the entire division could make the playoffs with the expanded playoffs? What's the format? So they just added 2 more teams and added an extra. So they added 2 more games and 2 more teams. So there's no bye weeks anymore. So they added 2 more teams. It's not like baseball where first and second make it. They just added 2 more teams, I guess, to each side.
I think it was 1 on each side. I think just the 1 seed gets a bye, and now the number 2 seed doesn't get a bye in each conference.
So you're saying we got a chance?
For me in this game, it's really important for both teams to get the win here. When it's like a playoff type atmosphere, I like to lean towards the under, so I'm going to go with the under for a small wager.
So the East, only division champion's going to make it. The South, the Saints are in, and then
Buccaneers.
the Bucks have the outside shot. So it'll probably be the Bucks and the Cardinals battling it out here for this last spot. Or the Niners aren't going to make it. They'll be the team that doesn't make it.
Yeah.
The Niners might come on strong.
The Vikings are going to be in there in the mix too. Vikings are going to be 500 after today.
It's going to be a big race towards the end.
Well, it already is. It already is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Of course, you can get all of our picks over at pickdogs.com premium, as well as Pick Dogs. Free picks every day. Sports Chat Place and Pick Dogs. That's a good look for you, Brian.
I was just thinking NFL profit pass today.
Well, you could throw it in with your bowl extravaganza.
I have a headache, I suppose.
I do that to people. D'Amico says that he can give aspirin a headache. D'Amico's like, I know, I can give aspirin a headache. It's like,
He gives the bookies headaches.
he always has good references. I like Joe. Cardinals, Rams.
For me, I'm going to take the under here. I agree with Brian. I think this is going to be a hard-fought battle. 2 teams in playoff contention. Both teams need a win, like he said, and I think you're going to see just a hard-nosed defensive battle from both sides, and 48.5 is pretty steep, so I'll take the under here.
I gotta agree. Give me the under 48.5. That's just too many points here for this divisional battle. They're definitely gonna run the ball and beat each other up. So give me the under. 24, 21. Sounds about right.
Here's some inside information. Draymond Green and Klay Thompson have people come to Hank Q's dispensary all the time. There it is. Where can we find Ann's picks? You go to the website, pickdogs.com or sportschatplace.com, one of those two. You click on the Premium Picks tab, and you look for Ann Shore. You just scroll down the page, or if she's on the leaderboard, I'm not sure. She might be. She's been hot lately. I think she's on
Ann's right. Ann's at number 5 right now. You can get her Sunday Spread Crusher. So pick that up.
Sunday Spread Crusher. That's some crazy ass shit she's got going on over there. Hop on board. We love Ann.
She's a nice lady.
She is a nice lady. Rod? Speaking of nice ladies, could use some mom likes over here.
Give me the under 48.5.
How about this one, Brian?
Divisional battle.
Sure to hit the thumbs up. You know, I look like a thumb baby. A combination of a baby and a thumb. But let's put the thumb there just so you can do a comparison.
Grandma. I got to get my cat a YouTube channel. I got 2 cats. I could have 2 more YouTube channels, get 2 more likes.
All right. Kind of like the Cardinals here. It's a lean. I just don't like the way the lines moved around. Seems that the Rams in California, public.
The line's moving in accordance to the public money. I mean, people are betting the Rams.
I'll take the Cardinals. Packers against the Eagles. Well, the Eagles can cover if you don't cover the receiver in the last 2 seconds of the game, because we know they're not going to do anything as far as strategy that makes any kind of sense whatsoever as far as game plan or scoring. Brian?
Yeah, terrible coaching, but and quarterback plays suspect. But for me, it's I think the Eagles are one of the best plays. That's not a premium today. I think they backdoor the Packers. I could see this being within 10 points the whole game. And the Eagles drive the field.
I could see them losing by 50 too. I mean, I could see it.
The line's kind of moved. Last night it was 9.5. Now today it's basically 7.5.
I know. Can't you just see Aaron Rodgers just dropping dimes on those guys? I mean, they were like,
Well, you're an Aaron Rodgers guy.
Well, the Eagles have no answer. That's the problem.
They beat the Packers last time in Lambeau in a big game. I think it was last year.
Wentz out for that one.
No, he played. It wouldn't shock me if they beat the Packers. So we'll see.
This might shock and amaze you.
Because they're the kind of team that wins
Joe
the game
Frazier
out of nowhere. So, take the points here. It's a gift.
I'm gonna go on the other side here. I'm gonna take the Packers. I'm not in love with this game by any means, but I don't love laying more than a touchdown at home, but with the Packers. But they're home. The secondary for Philadelphia's been terrible. I take the Packers in a lean here. I think they win by 2 touchdowns.
Doug Peterson's a jerk. Rod?
I'm taking the Packers and extend it up to like minus 13.5 or something. I think they easily win this by 2 touchdowns. So you can find a good, nice extended number on this. If you can find 13.5, take it minus 13.5.
They put four
plus money.
They put 4 games in this time slot because this one's going to be a bad game.
Yep.
That's what they did.
45-10.
Something like that. Chargers against the Patriots. Line Patriots, Bill Belichick still trying to get back to 500 here. I don't know what that does for you in the AFC these days.
Not a lot.
For me in this game, I'm going to go with the under. I think the Chargers' pass rush has been improving. I think you're going to see Bosa make mincemeat out of Cam Newton, who isn't 100%, by the way. So, and the Patriots don't score a ton of points. I'm going to take the under.
Yeah, the worst coach, one of the 5 worst game day strategy coaches in football. I mean, Doug Peterson's up there, but you have this guy Anthony Lynn up against, the greatest coach of all time. I'll give it to him. The winningest coach of all time.
Their offense is severely limited. Patriots.
They are, but there's certain at least approaches that you can take in games like this. Ron?
I'm going to take the under too. I like the under. I mean, it's a surprise to see how bad Newton played last week, and they still scored 20 points and got the win. The Patriots. So even if he's 100%, I still like the under. And obviously, the Patriots have a lot of banged up guys on both sides of the ball, but especially on offense. And I just see it 47. It's a pretty steep total as well. I'll take the under here.
Rod?
I'm going to go the other way. I'm going to take the over. It just looks like it'll go under. Both teams are going to run the ball. I have a feeling we're going to get the over. Give me the over 47.
I'd like to see Belichick coaching the Chargers. I think he could really do big things with them. The Chargers are talented.
I like the Patriots. The Chargers are talented, but the issue that they have is that they're not. You only get a window in the NFL, and because it's salary cap, and the players are going to want more money and all that kind of stuff. So you're limited in the time that you have to put this all together, and that's why the Dolphins, what they did last year, and you remember this, when they traded everybody and got draft picks. So this way they have all the guys on the same wave, because that's how the NFL is these days. You have to build on the wave, and then all of a sudden, the pyramid collapses, right? And you kind of have to start over again. If you could fill in gaps, which Belichick has really been able to do, but he's been able to get guys to take less money. He's been able to get guys who are older guys who are on in their career, who want to extend their career by a year or two. He's been able to do things like that. He's not paying Cam Newton the money they paid Cam Newton in Carolina. It's like he's getting guys, and that's his way of doing things. The Chargers, that pyramid is going to collapse. I mean, you have too many superstars on there. They're going to want. How much you think that receiver Allen is going to command on the free agent market? I mean, how much do you think he's going to get? He's going to get Amari Cooper money is what he's going to get. How about Boza? What do you think he's going to get when his contract comes up? They might you keep him, right? And then you got an Aaron Rodgers situation.
I think Keenan Allen's already making big bucks.
Yeah, well, imagine what he's going to make on his next contract. Everyone wants to get paid. You can't pay everybody. And the Chargers have a lot of good players, man. They're just not doing anything with them. And this Herbert, when his rookie contract's up, what do you think he's going to want?
He's got another 2 years left, I think.
Yeah, but that's the whole thing. He's got 2 years. This guy's got, it's like that pyramid's going to collapse. Man. That pyramid's going to collapse. Speaking of collapsing, the Denver Broncos. Drew Lock. We got 992 people watching, man. That's amazing. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, for hitting the thumbs up, sharing, liking, doing all those things. It's amazing what numbers we can do when Ruffalo's not here. We've got the Chiefs and the Broncos. This on paper, it looks like a real lousy square game here. At Arrowhead. The Broncos, we saw him last week against the Saints with a wide receiver, whatever he was, playing quarterback. I don't know what the fines were on Drew Lock for that, but I think he should have been fined at least a half a year's salary. Maybe more.
Didn't I get the cover with Denver last week over was it Miami they played?
No, that was 2 weeks ago. Last week Denver played with a wide receiver as quarterback, and they never crossed the 50.
No. Atlanta whooped them, didn't it?
No, it was the Saints.
Oh, the Saints, yeah.
And the Saints didn't play that well. It was just they didn't have to play that well. Their defense was good enough. I mean, this guy, it was like he would go to throw a pass, and there was the defensive back, how they like try and jump the route? They were just jumping the route because he had no mustard, on the ball. It was almost like it was sort of like, I don't know, like Carson Wentz or something. It's bad.
I think that game set us up for an easy Ravens cover then later on in the week.
An easy Ravens cover, yeah. They fell down at the last second.
Hey, you got Trace McSorley, the next coming of Joe Montana back there. Threw a pass, the wide receiver quarterback fell down.
6 guys fell down, and he ran in for a touchdown.
Yeah.
Ever since last Monday, my whole mojo in games has kind of,
I think they look better with McSorley in there compared to
I need to. It's like that's what happened. It was last Monday, that Monday night game, and ever since then, my whole mojo on games has kind of fallen off. But I'll regroup. All it takes is
Maybe he'll probably go 7-0 today.
Yeah, that's what's going to happen. I mean, we know that. It always does. I turn it around. It comes out and it's like boom.
Rapid fire.
Anyways, Chiefs and Broncos. Brian, any interest?
Not really. I'd like to be square and I'd like to just take the Chiefs because it seems easy. But I'm going to put a small bet, $55 on the Broncos. I think they run the ball with Lindsey and Melvin Gordon, and they're able to. I don't think there's going to be a ton of interest from the Chiefs in this one. I'm going to take Kelsey to score the first touchdown. I think that's the best bet. Kelsey for the first touchdown.
Last of the -3s in the Saints Falcons game, holding on for dear life. -3 plus 102. -2. I see a -2 out there now.
Yeah, there is a -2 out there.
Big online book.
Falcons, baby.
Or
Falcons.
you can bet online at this online book.
Sign up. Use your odds page to sign up for a book. If you need a sports book.
Yep. Use our odds page. Get a deal. Get a sign-up offer. Use our parlay.
Nowadays you got to have a couple different books.
You got to have a couple. There's no reason not to. With sports betting being legal in the U.S. and being able to pick up your money and all that kind of stuff, there's no reason not to have a few different ones.
Sometimes around Christmas they get a special bonus, sign-up bonus.
They have a site in Europe. It's really cool, and it's like I haven't seen one in the U.S. yet. And if there is one, I'll do a free endorsement for them. And maybe I can work out a deal with them. But they have a book, a site, a website in Europe where, so like say, Pete Sampras, or say who's a tennis player like Novak, right? Djokovic is favored to win a match or whatever, and they'll give you a free $30 bet, to sign up for the book, right? So you can bet. What they'll do is they'll match that up with another opportunity where you take $30 of your own money and bet it somewhere else, the other way where it matches up exactly, so you can't lose, and you get the free $30. Like, so, and it's like all you have to do is deposit like $30 into your account to get the free $30 bet. So it's like it ends up that either way, it's one of them is a free bet, one of them is you put $30, so it's like you end up plus 30 either way. You get the $30 either way. Anyways, I think it's pretty cool. I would like to find out if there's one in the U.S., and I will gladly endorse them on our show and everything. If they're out there, please reach out to me, Mitch at pickdogs.com. Ron, Squarefest or the sharpest tool in the shed?
Yeah, I'm not sure this is the sharpest game. I know it is a square play for Kansas City, but I'm going to take the Broncos and just close my eyes and hope they can catch a cover. But I don't like this game at all. But the public always is going to take Patty Mahomes and the Super Bowl champs, and as they do. But Kansas City 10-1 on the year, but 6-5 against the spread. So that means they're 6-4 as a favorite. That's not it's good, but it's not great at all. I think the Broncos might be able to do enough to catch a cover on the road here. Sunday Night Football.
Kirk Gray hating on Bittler on Baker Mayfield in the comments. That's who it is. Mitch, how did you meet Brian, Ron, and Rod? Brian, I met through Picks and Parlay's website. I used to. I'm not allowed to say that. When I used to own that site. Ron, I met. He writes for our site, so he applied to be a writer on the site. Took him on. Very happy, all of us. Big happy situation. And Rod and I used to fight on the internet all the time.
There you go.
Yep, pretty much. That's true story. Speaking of fighting on the internet, Rod, who do you like in this one? Chiefs and Broncos.
For me, that's why I like the Chiefs. I think they're here ready to. It's that time of year. It's December. Chiefs don't lose in December. Chiefs cover in December too. They're here to play. Give me the Chiefs. I think they easily win by 2 touchdowns. And I'm going to take Clyde Edward, first touchdown score.
For people taking the Falcons, ask yourself this. Are the Saints going to turn the ball over 8 times like the Raiders did? Highly doubt it. Falcons didn't even move the ball well against the Raiders.
I might have to put some extra on the Falcons.
It's a lot of work you're asking me to do there, Ben. That sounds like a lot of work. Yeah, I'm just going to ponder it. All right, we'll come back to the NFL in a little bit for our parlay section. Ron Romanelli is going to have to fill in for Ruffalo and be our leadoff in that section. Got college hoops today. We got Western Carolina, Tennessee Tech. Oh, wait, college football. Charlotte against Charlotte is playing against Western Kentucky. Yep. Brian? Charlotte or Western Kentucky?
I'm going to lean towards Charlotte here. I wanted to enter this as a premium pick, but it wasn't available at the time. So I'm leaning towards Charlotte.
So Chargers are now at 2 against the Patriots. Got the Packers are 8. I see a 7.5, and I also see an 8.5. The Seahawks, I see 10.5s and 11. Saints 2.5s and 3s with low juice. Raiders 7.5, and I see some 8s out there. Got 10 in the Vikings, Jags. 3 in the Colts and Titans. And we've got Colts and Texans. 10.5 Miami and Bengals, and 3 across the board. 3 with low juice across the board in Chicago, Detroit. Charlotte, Western Kentucky. Charlotte is odd bird this year.
Yes, they are. And I'm going to take Charlotte here. I don't even know how Western Kentucky's 4-6 somehow. I didn't even realize they won 4 games. They're one of the worst teams in college football and FBS, in my opinion. But, yeah, I'll take Charlotte, and I'll lay the small points here at home.
So, Charlotte's only played 5 games. But they started the season at the beginning, with all the other. It's not like the Mountain West or the Big Ten where they just have. That's how many cancellations they've had. It's like Houston. Them in Houston just had 1 million cancellations, but they've been worse than that. They've got 5 games in. Western Kentucky's played 10. Texas State's played 15. Rod, who do you like in this one?
Give me Charlotte. I think they win by a field goal or more.
All right. Short and sweet. I like Charlotte, too. I hate teams that can't tackle. Western Kentucky is one of those teams. Got the USC Trojans on the field against Washington State. Not a lot of information about this game floating around out there. It's kind of under the thing. I don't even know if it's on TV or not. But the thing is, the line was moving inverse. A lot of coming in on Washington State last I looked. Brian, any opinion on this thing? Not a lot of information out there. I wouldn't be surprised if it gets canceled. I see 11.5s and 68.5 on the total.
Yeah, I can't recommend anybody take either side. If I had to take it, I would go with USC, but it's not something I'm thrilled about.
Ron Romanelli, 10 touchdowns in your vocabulary here in this total, or because that's what it's going to take to go over?
I think it's in my vocabulary. I'll take the over. It's a steep total, but it's USC can score some points, and Washington State doesn't play much defense. So in Washington State, the Cougars will put up some points too. So I'll take the over.
You got any TV information for this one?
Fox Sports 1.
Fox Sports 1. $2.19 on DirecTV. Rod Zawacki?
For me in this one, I'm going to take the Cougars in the points. USC's only defeated their last 2 opponents by 4 points or less. This definitely does not scream blowout. I'm going to take Washington in the points.
Jay Cole's here to enjoy the chat without me trying to control it. Winslow Jr., not a bad player, but a nutcase for sure. He's the one that came up with the U, He's the one that came up with the saying, the U. It's all about this U. I'm a soldier. It's all about this U. I like the over 10 touchdowns myself. West Carolina takes on, we head to the hardwood. West Carolina takes on Tennessee Tech. Texas Villanova in a feature game. Inverted line movement there. Big money coming in on the Cats. I'm kicking myself for not taking them money line earlier. Florida against Stetson. Drexel against Coppin State. Cleveland State against Ohio. Wichita State against Missouri. Texas Tech against Grambling. That should be a beatdown. FIU against Jacksonville State. These teams just played. We just covered this one. And Quinnipiac against New Hampshire. Stanford against North Carolina A&T. Brian, anything in that giant time slot there?
A little bit square, but I jumped on Villanova early for plus 115, so I like I'm liking it. I'm going to take the Wildcats. I think to beat Texas.
It hurts me to not get there. At least if you see my video pick, I gave out Villanova there, so it's kind of the consolation prize for me. But I did not get my money line bet in on because I thought I saw the line going higher. It was going higher. It was like, damn, I'm going to get plus $1.25 on this thing. Sometimes the greed gets you, right? This is why I bet one unit, and then I go back and bet it again because what happens is now I'm laying a point minus 110. Which, I'm way comfortable with. But it's not, I'd rather have the plus money. Ron?
And this window, I'm going to take a stab with Coppin State plus the 14.5 against Drexel. I'll take the over in the Jacksonville State and Florida international game. I will also take Florida and lay the points against Stetson.
Terrible Stetson. Terrible.
I was big on them and heading into the year, but they don't look cohesive at all.
Miami busted them up.
Yeah, and it got closer because that one guy was just draining shots at the end.
But Miami looked good in that game.
Yeah, I'll take a lean on Tennessee Tech plus the 12. I don't love that one, but Tennessee Tech looked decent against Northern Kentucky, so I'll take the points with Tennessee Tech.
Rod?
This little chunk here. I like Missouri over Wichita State. They beat up the Wichita State there. I like Florida over Stetson. Give me Texas Tech to whoop up Grambling State. I think they win that one by like 50. I think that's all I like in the new.
Texas Tech played in the last national championship game in college basketball.
They did, yep.
I like Villanova all day and twice on Sunday against Texas. Shaka Smart wins games in tournaments, does not win games in anything else, especially meaningful games. I like Villanova here. I think the thing I like about Villanova, and that we've seen them lose, but the thing that I like about them is they have a few guys on that team, and we've seen this with Jay Wright teams in the past. They start hitting these shots, and they're these lasers, right? And it's boom, 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 and all of a sudden, 2 becomes 20, and it happens in very, very quickly. So I like Villanova a lot. I'm still waiting for that to happen this season. We haven't really seen it too much, but I like Villanova. I like Mizzou. A lean on Texas Tech. It's a lot of points in that game. And maybe some Quinnipiac just for the hell of it. We got Western Kentucky against Mississippi Valley State, 42.5. That's 6 touchdowns and a 2-point conversion. St. John's against Stony Brook. UAB against Troy. Northwest State against ULM. Crosstown shootout from the Queen City. Cincinnati hosting Xavier. Love Cincinnati in that one. Love them. Denver +5 against UC Riverside. Arkansas Little Rock, which now they've become just Little Rock. You don't need to say Arkansas. You can just call them Little Rock, and we're good with it. -10 against Central Arkansas. Grudge match. Western Illinois against Central Michigan. Directional opposing states. Anything there, Brian? Cincinnati's going to bust them up.
For me, I kind of like Troy. The Trojans getting 15 against UAB. I think it's about a 10-point win for UAB. So with that, there's some value there with Troy in the points.
Ron Romanelli, Xavier.
No, I'll pass on Xavier, but I will take Stony Brook plus the 16.5 against St. John's, and I will also take. I'll take ULM plus the 3 at Northwestern State.
What about Western Kentucky minus the 42.5 here against?
If you want to play that game, you got to take Western Kentucky.
We should have jumped on it at 39 if you really wanted to play the game.
Yeah.
It went from 39 to 42.5. Let's take a look at Mississippi Valley State's numbers here. 88-49 against GRC. They lost to Wyoming 97-61, so they would have covered in this one. North Texas 116-62. And then Arkansas, 142-62. So that's,
They covered one.
Did they cover that game?
They let it get away. They kind of let it get away from. They lost by 80. It's like,
81 points in the second half. Arkansas.
I bet you that's the biggest blowout in Arkansas history.
It wasn't in Mississippi Valley State history.
True story. One of my old a guy I used to work with played for a college basketball team. Kind of his claim to fame that he played college basketball, but it's like a Division III lousy team. And they played Xavier, and it was the largest margin of victory for Xavier for like ever. And it finally got broken. It finally like off the books like 2 years ago. But it was like it stood there for like 30 years. Like the worst loss, the worst beatdown in Xavier history. Rod?
For me in this chunk, I like Stony Brook plus the 16.5. I like Northwestern State. I think they beat LA Monroe. That's all I like in that little.
Put a little something on Cincinnati and forget about it. That's all I'm saying. Crosstown shootout. The home team pretty much has a huge advantage there, even without the fans. It has been that way. These teams, they do not like each other. Remember the I'm gonna zip him up. I'm not gonna let Yancey Gates tell me what to do. And the guard from Xavier punched him right in the face. I think they had to brawl on the court. They wanted to cancel the series. But Coach Brannon for Cincinnati, I like this guy. I like him a lot better than Mick Cronin. You want to talk about addition by subtraction. That Mick Cronin leaves to go to UCLA. They get Brannon. It's like, what an upgrade, You get like some guy that no one else was even looking at. And it's like, he lands in probably what's his dream job. His son played for Cincinnati, Brannon. Played on that Bob Huggins team with Kenyon Martin. Team that was ranked number 1 when Kenyon Martin broke his ankle in the NCAA tournament. But, yeah, I like Cincinnati in this one. This is like one of those rivalries where it's like, these kids, they know each other. They played against each other. It's like all those things. And it's like, yeah, Bearcats all day. Oregon State against Wyoming. Marist against Binghamton. UCF against Michigan. Texas A&M against Texas Rio Grande Valley. TCU versus Oklahoma. Long Beach State. What up, Beaches? Against Seattle. Anything there, Brian?
I like UCF. I don't like the way the line's moving, but I just think people are probably betting Michigan heavy here. Just gives more value to the Golden Knights. So I'm going to take UCF here plus the points.
Ron?
I like Army minus the 1 or money line against LaSalle. And I like Marist minus the 6 against Binghamton.
I like give me Oklahoma over TCU. I like UCF over Michigan. The UCF team's just loaded. I like Marist over Binghamton, and I like Army.
I think Walker is out for UCF eligibility, they're saying. Oh, that's a problem.
Okay, I don't like UCF anymore. Give me Michigan.
Maybe that's why the line is moving.
That's why, yeah. Yikes.
That would do it. Anyways, I like Oklahoma. I have to come back to that other one. Still think that's a lot of points in UCF Michigan. Michigan, not too good. San Diego State against Pepperdine. Army against LaSalle. LaSalle stinks, man. They stink. I can't believe I missed that one as a premium. LaSalle terrible, man. Why bother? You know, seriously.
Worse than South Florida?
They're worse than the Jets, man. They're so bad. They're so bad. They're 1-point dogs to Army. I mean, that's how bad they are. Kentucky, Georgia Tech. Georgetown, West Virginia. Kentucky, Georgia Tech, 1-2 against 0-2. Who saw that coming? Bowling Green against Buffalo. Battle for MAC dominance. Howard against Belmont. Oh, Bellarmine again. They keep putting the Belmont logo over them, but we're not going to go there. LSU versus La Tech. I like La Tech. Iowa State against DePaul. Michigan State against Western Michigan. Brian, anything there? Well, West Virginia.
I like Georgia Tech. I've seen Kentucky go from 7.5 to 6.5. I know the money and bets are about 50-50, but I think Georgia Tech keeps it close.
I don't know. Mercer and Georgia State both beat Georgia Tech at Georgia Tech. Ron?
Yeah, I like Kentucky here. I'm not sold on Georgia Tech. I also like Bellarmine. I liked it a lot earlier in the day, and now the lines keeps climbing and climbing, but I still like him over Howard. Howard's number one recruit maker. He's done for a while, so Howard's basically left nothing. But I also like Bowling Green laying at 2.5.
Biggest recruit in the history of Howard.
Yep. He's good, but he needs some time to develop.
Yeah, he's not going to. He's one and done. He's not going to have time to develop. But at least they're respecting that he's playing, his pro potential. Rod?
Yeah.
For me in this chunk, I like Pepperdine plus the points. I think they keep it closer than the number there. I don't know if they can win it outright, but I think they keep it close today with San Diego State. I like Kentucky here. Beat Georgia Tech. I like DePaul. I think they keep it close there as well. And I think Seton Hall bounces back.
We didn't get to that game.
Oh, sorry.
I think I might have missed Western Michigan.
Well, you like Western Michigan?
Yeah, now looking at it second time, I think Western Michigan's all right at 23.5 and 22.5. Right, I think Michigan State wins by 20 in this one.
So here's the resume for these two teams in this game. Okay, and you just look blindly at the resume, and you tell me who you would pick to win this game and by how much. Okay, one team beat South Dakota State by 8 points. They beat VCU by 12 points. They beat Western Kentucky by 6 points and lost to Gonzaga by 5. The other team lost to Navy 78-71. Who do you like in this one?
Team that lost to
West
Navy.
Virginia minus 10.5 all day. And twice on Sundays, man. Georgetown's not good. Not good at all.
They're Huya. The Huyas are Huy.
Notre Dame against Detroit Mercy. Penn State against Seton Hall, UCLA, and Cal. Not too bad Butler NKU was postponed, huh? That would have been a good one. And Temple avoiding the easy win. They had LaSalle scheduled originally. Brian, any of those three?
For me, I think Penn State keeps the beatdowns coming on Seton Hall. This is one of those games where Penn State can win one out of conference for their resume. I'll take Penn State here. lay the points.
For me, I will take Cal plus the 10.5. I think that's too many points for UCLA to lay here. I'll also take a lean on Detroit Mercy plus the 13 against Notre Dame.
For me in this block, I like Notre Dame. I think they can cover that number, win by 20. And I like Seton Hall to bounce back, beat Penn State.
Detroit and Seton Hall for me. Ron, any college basketball bird cages?
Yes, I do. I have a 3-team money line parlay. You got Villanova money line.
Western
Army.
Kentucky?
Western Kentucky money line. Nova money line, Army money line, and Seton Hall money line.
Rod, any college basketball parlay?
No, I got Navy, Missouri, and Florida.
Bryant?
Nope, not for me, just NFL.
All right. I got, I like a bunch of these games. So, I like Villanova, West Virginia, and Seton Hall. 3 big games. Villanova, West Virginia, Seton Hall. Let's go to the NFL. Ron, you got a birdcage for us?
Yep, we'll have a 3-team dog spread parlay. Take the Jets plus the points, take the Falcons plus the points, and take the Texans plus the points.
Rod?
For me, take the Jets money line, Detroit money line, Atlanta money line. One of those 3 up.
Detroit, Atlanta, who?
The Jets, Detroit, and Atlanta. All money line.
The Jets?
Yes, the Jets.
Smart man.
Money line?
Jets money line, yes.
Well, my parlay is very similar. I'm going to take as I going for 2 parlays in a row. So I'm going to take the Falcons plus the points, the Jets plus the points, Eagles plus the points. Jets are a lock. Back them today. Jets, Jets.
Take the Houston Texans, Miami Dolphins, and the Minnesota Vikings. Thanks, everyone, for joining us. It was a fun show, as usual. Forgot to hit the record button on the podcast, so it's going to have to be through YouTube. It's okay. It's fine. I think like these weekend shows, like people don't have time to listen to the replay anyway, you know, on YouTube or Spotify and things. And Stanley does the replay on for the YouTube replayers. Where's Stanley? Stanley, I mean, he showed how to do it. You know, he's told everybody how you do it. He plays it on like triple speed, and he's like, and you can still hear the picks. And he's like, dude, just write them down. He's like, it's not that hard. It's like, but the longer the show is, like yesterday, I guess it takes him a while to get all the information. I sent Stanley a shirt and stuff. So,
Thanks.
yes, he's on the team. He also does it for other people though. Cheats on us. We love you, Stanley. Cheater. Have a great day, everyone. Thanks for joining us. It is, as much as we kid around and everything, it's humbling that we get, you know, this many people to show up and watch us live. And I appreciate every one of you. I do. Thank you very much. And have a great day. I'll see you guys at halftime of the early games. I'll also see you halftime tonight for Sunday Night Football. Of course, as far as this show goes, we're going to try and act more professional tomorrow. Have a great day.